Good evening. Welcome back to Mike Agajanyan's YouTube channel. I just couldn't take it anymore and I have to express my frustration. My frustration is specifically not dedicated to anybody. It is 100% aimed at the disgusting so called politicians who are running Minnesota and the mayor and the government. These people are so out of control. They are they're so involved in making sure that they destroy as many as US states possible. On top of that, as many as citizens possible. Lincoln Riley, that innocent human being that lost her life, is 100% falls on the people who have controlled the democratic states. And I ask for my normal, decent human beings who call themselves US citizens not to continuously fall for their games. They are using you as their puppets. They hate this current administration so deeply that they're perfectly fine to kill innocent US citizens. And on top of that, illegal Americans or Mexicans or Asians or Somalians or Armenians, wherever your background is, you are becoming a victim to few uneducated, dumb leaders of so called US states and their politicians. It is all because of them that this chaos is continuing across all of our towns. If you don't wait, actually, it's not even that you could wake up. There's nothing you could do because of the average people who go on the streets and continuously bring chaos is not a Democrat or Republican. Thank you. Hi, how you guys doing? It's not a regular, typical citizen. It's those very limited who are in the same circle who get paid from these cowards to go and cause chaos. Why should I or anybody in this country worry about demonstration or some crazy Nazis who are calling themselves as proud Americans and are doing this to their own people? How can you call your colleagues, your citizens, your neighbors a Nazi while you are causing all this chaos? This is unheard of. I've never seen anything like this in my life. But yet, this bullshit is continuously, and again, I apologize for my foul language, but I've had it enough already. When I'm seeing a poor, not financially poor, but these Americans who are putting their lives on the line just because their politicians are calling out for war. Point blank, they're not even hiding it anymore. They used to be at least smart enough, slick enough to kind of get away from this, but no longer is the case. They're full blown asking for this to happen. You guys understand? And this is not going to be okay because more people are going to end up losing their lives. And more people are going to be fed up and they're going to take their anger on random bystanders. Is this what the politicians got elected to be in office for? I don't think so. So if I was a, a citizen in Minnesota, I would ask for the politicians to be prisoned Not even to be elected out of. I know the jerk already said that he's not going to run for his second term in office or third term. I'm not even sure what it is, but he realized that the fire that he started is already catching up to him. So it's time for you guys to now stand up, unite, not against each other, not against your average citizens, not against immigrants, not against ICE agents, not against law enforcement. God damn it. They're not your problem. Your politicians are your problem. Wake up. Do something about it. And if you can't do anything about it, get out of the way. Let the people who actually can do something take control of the situation. Because obviously, the paid protesters, these morons who think that a couple of $1,000s is going to be a life changer for them, but it's only digging a bigger hole for you and for your state and for your government and for your citizens. So snap out of this and do something that you could actually be proud of, not to go deposit a couple $100s in your bank account and think that that's it. That's not going to solve your issues. Idiots. Running over an ICE agent or causing some shooting up fireworks is not going to solve your issues. Your issues are not the ICE agents. Your issue is not Donald Trump. That's what they want you to believe. That's what they have you go out there and spread the rumors, but that you know that's not the case. Look at yourself in the mirror before you go out and you go out there and you cause some serious damage, not only to the ICE agent but to yourself, you idiot. Because that's who you're going to harm is yourself. Those agents are on the street, trained, and don't forget, they're not trained to shoot to injure. They're trained to shoot to eliminate you. So think about it before you do something harmful to you and your loved ones. I I can't I can't continue with trying to be kind and nice about this because this is not going to work anymore. Kindness is not winning over. Prayers are going to empty. What needs to take place in this country for you guys to wake up and understand that you're pushing by you going to the streets and throwing bottles and fireworks in the air? That's not going to get your problems taken care of. You're digging this country into a bigger hole than you could possibly even imagine. And I hate to separate typical Americans. I hate to say Democrats or Republicans because that's not what the problem is. It's not with immigrants. It's not with legals or illegals. It's with the politicians who are running those states that have you running to the streets for a couple of pennies, risking your countries and your states and your loved ones' well being. That cash, that check that you deposit is going to be gone. A couple of weeks, couple of months. Then what do you have left with? A big old hole of you know what. Then what are you going to do? They're not going to pay you after that. Once they're out of office, you're not getting any more checks from them. But now you have, God forbid, more unalived US citizens. You have more unalived federal ICE agents. I tried so many different ways. I tried to speak kindly. I tried. Fish, wildlife need to investigate the Richard Gere situation. Everybody needs to be investigated. I understand. What's up, Kobe? I really have not looked into the Richard's situation, my friend. I couldn't tell you something that I have not looked into. But I will definitely look into what you're asking. I don't know who that person is. I don't even know what happened. But if you send me some more information, I'll definitely do some research and I'll get back to you on that. But my biggest concern right now is what's taking place in Portland and in in Minnesota. And what's going to end up happening is this is going to roll out of control like it did in 2020, and it's going to affect across our nation. One citizen is too many citizens to lose over idiots who are elected in office. One ICE agent is one too many agents to just to think about what they're doing to these men and women who are just doing their job. That's what blows my mind. For what reason are you guys doing this? For whom? For your bank account for a couple of weeks? That's all you're going to get. You're only going to be bought. That you're just a toy. You're just an object. You're just an item for them. They have you fighting their fight, but this is not a fight that you need to fight because they have drilled into your head that Donald Trump is the issue. Their hatred, their their mindset of them losing to Donald Trump is 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 destroying them to a point where they don't care if they kill another agent or another citizen or another illegal or legal. They don't care about you, man. Do you not understand? You're nothing but a number for them. They just count. How many do we have today? 1,000 people? Perfect. Let's hit Minnesota. We got 500 people. Let's go to Portland. You are just being rotated like a used rubber. Even a rubber is being used once and they toss it away. You're being used multiple times. You're worse than a rubber, if you know what I mean. So if you want to continue being their rubber, go ahead, but you're not helping your country. You're not helping your nation. You're not helping the citizens that you claim that you are fighting for. The illegals, you care about illegals? You go out there and you're fighting ICE agents, pretending that you're some caring human being, that you care about an illegal? Come on, man. You're laughable. It's sad. It's sad that you actually are using those innocent human beings who possibly came to the states illegally, who had no other choice to live in their country of wherever they're from. They ran away. Part of their family is still elsewhere. They're here and they're being attacked and used not by Donald Trump, not by ICE agents, but by you morons who elected those idiots who are in office today. And you continue to fight their fight. If they were such a caring politicians, governors, or mayors, why didn't they do exactly what Obama's era did? When Barack Obama was in office, there were massive deportations. But guess how they did it? They allowed the ICE organization at the time to walk into any prison or jail cell where they had illegal gangbangers, rapists, drug dealers locked up. And they went into those cells and they got them out of the cell with no other person being injured or hurt. Not even one time you were seeing any ICE raids take place anywhere. You know why? Because there was a Democrat in office and the Democrat other states were allowing those raids to take place in their prisons and in their jail cells, safe and sound. Not a single person knew about it. Every once in a while, you heard it on the news. But when you watch the records of how many people got deported during the Obama administration, it's more than what Trump has done. But there was no cities being burned. There were no people getting killed. There were no ICE agents being attacked with trucks and vehicles. Zip zero. But now all of a sudden, you've woken up. You have a different heart in you. You care about illegals. Get the fudge out of here, bro. You're pissing me the shit off, man. Seeing some, and most of them, 99% of them, are a bunch of white weirdos. Weirdos. You guys are weird. You guys are sick in the head. This is not about black, white, Armenian, Hispanic. It's just you guys are a bunch of weirdos who are acting like you guys are a bunch of caring immigrant protecting people. You ain't shit. You just got a couple of $100 in your bank account, sucker. You can't even look at yourself in the mirror. You know you can't, because you're so embarrassed. You don't have the pride. You don't have the heart. You don't have the soul to look at yourself in the mirror and say, "Yeah, I'm fighting the right fight right now." You're garbage. You're worse than you're right now worse than the illegal immigrants who have came to this country and went into a liquor store and robbed a store. You're worse than that human being. Got it? Think about what I just said. You're worse than the illegal immigrant who broke all the US laws and regulations, entered this country, went into a liquor store, robbed a liquor store. You're worse than that person, if that makes any sense to you. Because I know it's kind of hard to, make sense. That's not in your vocabulary, it's not in your mindset. That thought, you don't have it. Common sense, nothing. You don't have any of that left anymore. You just saw a couple of green dollar bills, Benjamins, and you forgot about everything else. And you want to prove other people across the state that you're this caring human being, and you have to stop law enforcement and ICE agents taking over your city, your state. Your city and state has been in the trash bins for years, my friend. Where have you been? You've been getting robbed. While you're over there acting like you're a caring person, your governor and your mayors have raped you with no Vaseline. They've taken you for a lot for years, and now you're all of a sudden waking up. We have to go. No, no more ICE. ICE, my city, my city. Get the fuck out of your city. What have you done for your city, you punk? Who have you helped in your city? Forget your city. Who have you helped on your block? Have you ever checked out your neighbor, your elderlies who are pulling out their trash cans? Have you ever thought about giving them a hand? Forget about the immigrants. How about your neighbors who lived next to you for 30 years? Have you considered checking over your neighbors, seeing how they're doing? You know they don't have sons or daughters or grandchildren. They're elderly couple living there. Have you ever brought their trash cans up? You alone for you to get up and now fight for the illegal immigrants that you don't even know who they are. 6'7", 6'7", baby. But now, of course, we have to show a fight now because Trump or Republicans, Trump, Republicans, Trump, Control yourself. Go see a therapist, psychologist. Go find seek for some help. The world knows you're gone. There's nothing left. It's either the cold weather or the crack and methamphetamine. I don't know what got to you, but you guys are not there. When I say you guys, I'm not just directly pointing at one city or state. I'm talking about across US, whoever's doing this. Normal people don't do this. Normal people approach this in a calm, collective manner where they can actually bring help, where they actually could do something to make a change, not create chaos, shoot fireworks, and drive cars on federal agents. That's not going to change anything. That's a guarantee. It hasn't worked. It's not going to work. As a matter of fact, what you're doing is you're pouring more fuel on that fire that your governor and mayor were hoping that you would do. And you're doing it. Good job. But guess what? ICE agents are not going to back down. Donald Trump and Republicans or Democrats, whoever wants to do this, they're not going to back down because of your stupid fireworks or a couple of times of manslaughter that you're going to pick up on yourself. Congrats, idiots. Don't forget, excuse me, do not forget, Obama's era had more deportations than what Trump has done now. Not a single protest, not a single person got killed, run over, shot at, rate, nothing. Zip zero that I remember. Zip zero. But all of a sudden, we have what changed? Can I know? It's not like it was 40, 50 years ago, for crying out loud. Obama's era of deportations were 6, 8 years ago, give or take. 10 years ago, fine. Why all of a sudden this is such a big issue? Why are those ICE agents who have served the country proudly, protected all you suckers, are now considered to be Nazis? Why? For what reason? Can you tell me? No, you can't, because you don't have a reason. There is no actual reasoning behind that. It's just your mind. You're too easy to take over. They grabbed you. Once they grab a hold of you, money, come here. You're, like I said, a used rubber. Are you proud of yourself? Are you making your family proud? Because I know you've become a laughing matter for us here in the country. I wonder what other people are talking about, you idiots. The sad thing is that you're bringing bad name to not only to yourself but to this country, to the leaders, to the citizens of this nation. That's what you're doing. You're turning us into a laughing matter. That's what you morons are doing. Did anybody protest? Did anybody burn any cities down when an innocent young lady got killed by an illegal immigrant? Nope. Did your governors and mayors get on national TV every night and call for protest? Nope. Nothing. Why? Because they don't care about human beings. They don't care about your well being. All they care is about ruining this current administration's name, however, in any possible way that they can. Whatever and however they could get away with it, that's all they care about. Not you, not me. They don't, they, I mean, Jesus Christ, man, this poor girl. I keep saying poor girl, and I don't mean this financially, but this young lady who was able to get caught up in this message of their leaders of their state, decided that she's going to be a hero, got her wife, husband, I don't know what they call each other, but whoever that person was, I think she was playing the husband role. So the husband was with her, and they all went out to put a fight and bring some voice to the voiceless. Yay, we're gonna go speak for the immigrants, and we're gonna go and we're gonna block off agents. And she's gone, my friend, gone. What's your governor doing? Asking for the next one to step up, because that was just one number for her. Now, come on, let's get another one. We need more people to get shot. We need more people. And then, of course, one guy gets shot on the leg. Some punk who's running around gang banging on the streets of Minnesota tries to hit an agent with the shovel, gets popped on the leg. Oh, in 1 week we've had two shootings. Like they're so concerned. That's what you've been asking for, right? That's what you want. I can't even say their names. They're so disgusting. They're so disgusting humans. I don't even know how they're in office. How are they even in office and controlling you idiots that way? If you are getting offended by this, I do apologize. But if you have not realized, you are an idiot. You're a cheap idiot. You're so cheap. You have no value in you that you could get bought out and be tossed to the streets to do their work. Analyze this shirt carefully. Analyze this, okay? Find Jesus in your life. You want a real lion heart? Find God in your life. Because your politicians are not your lions. They're not your God. I promise you that. They're not going to do anything to protect you. only thing they want is to protect their chair and at the same time destroy the politicians who are in office, the Republicans' names. They just want to destroy Trump's name. By all means, does not matter how many people get killed, how many ICE agents get run. They don't care. If they really cared about their own citizens, for crying out loud, none of this would ever take place on the normal streets of Minnesota. They would go into the jail cells and get whoever they're looking for and take them from one cell to the next. From this country, get deported to the next country where they need to go. That's what they would have done. But of course, they're not going to do that. That's too peaceful for them. There's no chaos in that. No one's going to die. Donald Trump's name is not going to be ruined. So we got to make a chaos. We got to ruin in every possible circle that we possibly can. And God damn it, if you're watching me right now, hit that like button if you agree with me. Hit that like button right now. Thank you very much. I'm so upset. But I have to be able to express myself because I've sent prayers to every individual, knowing or not knowing them. I try to get to them by speaking to them nicely, calmly, but no. People are still getting hurt out there. People are still getting shot, and people are still getting killed. It's not. It's not. It's not normal anymore. This is just digging a bigger hole for us as a country. This is separating us even more. That small percentage who are being bought out by the morons from Minnesota, from California, from Illinois, you name it. Whoever is behind financing all this, the small percentages who are desperate for a couple of $100s are separating the country dramatically. This is not going to recover after Trump leaves office. It's not going to just bounce back. Oh, hey, let's forget about all that. No, it's only go. Listen, major empires of the world have collapsed because of the people collapsed internally. So if this continues this way, things are going to get even worse. So snap out of it, go get a job, make real money by working for your money, and do not go and get a couple of $100s to go protest against federal agents and your average citizens. Just because I voted differently does not mean that I'm your enemy. Just because you voted differently, for crying out loud, look back before all this chaos started. I'm looking at votings that took place. Hello everyone. I'm sorry. Where are you from? I'm from Armenia. I'm Armenian American. I'm a proud American citizen. But I was born in Armenia. My family came to the States paying the right way and do their dues. And we came to this country struggling dramatically as normal immigrants have done by coming to a whole new country. But I am thankful for my parents for doing everything the right way. We've paid our taxes, we've paid our dues, we've submitted our documents, we've had our background check, we've learned the language, we learned the rules of the state and the city and the country that we were going to come to. That's how Armenia does it for their own citizens. When you apply to leave Armenia and you're going to go to a different country, before you leave to that country, the Armenian government gives you a crash course of the country, of the state, in the city that you're going to travel to. So you better know the language, you better know the city's rules, regulations, and the country's rules and regulations before you can leave the country with your passport being stamped. I've been in the States for 35 years now. And when I'm talking about illegal immigrants or immigrants overall, I understand the pain that those people are going through. But the only thing that I struggle with is, why is it that I have to go through, or my parents had to go through the legal and the struggle ways of getting here and starting a new life, and other people want to just break their laws, rules, and regulations. Not only they break the rules and regulations, but they come over here and they want to destroy everything and everyone else around here. Of course, that's not everybody. That's a small percentage of the people that are doing this. And the bigger percentage have no other choice and they just flee their country. And here they are caught up in this nightmare of a called of so-called the American dream. The American dream is no longer a dream. It's becoming the American dream is becoming a nightmare for most of us here. Very small. What small? Cool. Hello. Hi. Hi. How you doing? But anyways, guys, it's about time that a lot of us need to speak up, and we need to speak up. Not what's happening with ICE and federal agents because they're doing their job. They've signed up to do their job. What we need to speak up is against these idiots who are getting paid to go on the streets and cause chaos and put other people's lives on the line. That I will never ever be okay with. I will never stand for that. I will never support that. Doesn't matter if you're an illegal or legal. Doesn't matter if you were born here or you traveled to this country from another planet, for crying out loud. Very small ice. Excuse me. But watching, I live in another mentally ill, challenged state myself. I'm from California, believe it or not. And when I feel bad for an immigrant, when I feel bad for somebody, I don't go make up a sign and say ICE is Nazis or ICE is this. No, I do whatever I possibly can to take care of them financially, food wise, clothing wise, and even house wise. Whatever I possibly can. If I could get them into a home, if I know someone that owns an apartment and they could give them a better price on the rental property because they got kids and they need a roof over their head, I will do that. If I could go feed their family, if I could go give them an extra jacket, an extra blanket, I will do that. But I don't go make signs and say that ICE is Nazis and ICE is this and ICE is that. That's bull crap. ICE is a federal agency. F ICE. You could go ahead and F ICE as long as you want. That's your opinion. That's your decision. But it's not ICE's fault that these people are struggling like this. It's the people who are brainwashing those morons and giving them a couple of $100s to go on the streets and cause chaos and kill other people for no crying out loud reason. So I don't know what to say. Let these people open the doors in prison cells and jail cells and let ICE go in there and take care of their business privately and safely. Why can't they do that? Can someone tell me why? Hope they don't deport me. Don't worry, they can never deport me. You know why? Because I'm a fine citizen. I'm a better citizen than the ones that were born here. That I could assure you. And if they're gonna deport me because I've done something illegal, because I've broken the law, then I don't deserve to be here. How about that? Catch me outside if you can, baby. I ain't worried about getting deported. Because you know why? Like I said, I'm a stand up guy, I'm a stand up citizen. Have a good night, darling. You have a very cute picture. I can't even see it from. I hope you're not underage or anything, but you look very pretty. You have a wonderful evening. Stay safe. Make sure you don't slip and fall on ice. uh, but anyhow, I just don't want innocent people to get hurt. I don't want people to die. I don't want people to be in fear because of. Um, I sure am. Um, I don't want people to be in fear. The worst is when you create this chaos because of nonsense and bullshit that they've brainwashed you in, and now you've caused this massive fear in your fellow neighbors and city and state around the country. This is what's happening. That's what is not okay. Go ahead and open. Look, there. I don't think there's a single person in this country today. Doesn't matter if you're Democrat or Republican. There's not a single human being that if you go ask them and say, hey, would you be okay if we open the doors and go and get the prison, or go into prison cells and get the criminals, the rapists, the murderer, the thief, the child molester? There's, I guarantee you, not a single person would say no to that. So why aren't the blue states doing that? Why? Why aren't they working with the federal government like they did when Obama was in office, and the ICE raids would not take place on the streets, but they would actually take place behind bars where they are? No. Instead, what they do is they let those criminals come out of the jail cell, and they say, "Go free. There you go. Here's a hotel room. Go live over there. Oh yeah, if you, by the way, if here's $2,000 if you go and do create chaos on the streets, protest. Here's a sign. Here's the money. Here's a truck. By the way, in this area, we're gonna have rocks. If you're really upset at them, throw these rocks at them." That's the difference. That's what we're. That's why we're having this issue right now. Does that Isn't that clear for a normal person who has common sense? I know common sense is, they seem to be going for hardworking families. Okay, tell me what family you personally know that they've gone after. I personally don't know any families that have been chased down by ICE agents. As a matter of fact, I have a lot of amazing family, hardworking families who work in my neighborhood, who work in my city, who work on my house. And I ask and I speak with them all the time. Have you ever been targeted by ICE? Nope. Not a single time. Now, they did say, listen, if we cannot go into jail cells and capture these morons or these thieves or these criminals who have broken the law entering here illegally, and now they're causing more chaos in our country, if we don't capture them in a jail cell and if we have to go on the streets, guess what's going to happen? They said this from day one. We're going to capture the criminal and the person who is also an illegal alien but was not a criminal. If we catch them both in the same location, we're taking both of them. So again, you could thank your mayors and your governors who are allowing this to happen. So to my point again, if we're going to go back to the beginning, this is not because of ICE raids are taking place because that's what they wanted. Because your governors welcomed this. They said, if you, we're not going to allow you to come and take them from our jail cells. So now when they go to the streets or to the liquor stores or Home Depot or wherever the case may be, not only they're catching the criminal who they were actually after, but now they're catching the innocent hard worker who's just standing there trying to make an extra buck to feed his family in outside of the US. How is that, how is that normal, or how is that against ICE or Donald Trump? How? Thank you that you agree that criminals need to go back. Okay. I've also posted a video, if you want to really know the truth. It's on my YouTube page right now. You could go find it. A taco stand that I used to go all the time. And these people were the nicest, sweetest, kindest human beings. Doesn't matter if they're Mexican or Armenian or Caucasian. It does not matter for me. They're normal human beings. That's what I look at. I look at who their heart and their soul and their being is, not the skin color or their background. Actually, there's more Hispanic people that I truly enjoy and love spending time with, and I understand their hardship more than anything else in this world. So I appreciate who they are. So there was a taco stand. I don't want to go too deep into this. There was a taco stand, hardest working Mexican people that I've ever met. Day and night, they were there with their family. Sometimes they would even bring their kids. The kids would be in the car, and the dad was handling the taco truck, and the mom was taking care of the kids. Long story short, ice raid took place. They were at another location where there was a criminal who they're looking for. The ice raid happened, and right by the taco stand, these guys got so scared they took off. They literally took off. I stood there to take care of their taco stand until somebody could come back and take care of the taco stand. Thank goodness the whole news was that, oh, they cut the taco stand, they took the taco stand workers. Oh my God, how sad, how sad, how sad. Actually, to come to find out, 3 hours later, they came back with their family to pick up the stuff, and they said, "What happened? Did some of you guys get captured? This family members, your brother?" He said, "Nope." He said, "We ran because we were scared." They got pulled over a couple of blocks down the street. They told them, if you do not have a permit or some sort of a food licensing, then please do not go back on the streets. And they were illegals and did not even get sent back to Mexico. So can you prove me otherwise? I saw what I saw with my own eyes, and that's on my video. It's on my channel. If you want receipts, I got the receipts. I'm not just saying this just to say it. I'm the one that stood by their taco stand, and I ran into them, and they said that the ICE agents told them that if there's more reports coming back to them that they're operating a food environment with no permits, no license, and then that's when they're going to get in trouble. They were let go. And the hardest working family I've ever met. So that's why I'm saying to you guys that these people are not animals. They're not Nazis. They're not here to take innocent people. But when they get pushed to a corner and they say, "Screw you! You're not gonna be allowed to come to my state," and the state starts fighting them back, well, guess what? It's a principle thing, for crying out loud. Two men have a normal conversation, and all of a sudden, one's trying to prove the other one that is bigger and stronger, and they get have a principle thing, and that thing escalates to something else. This is a whole country you're talking about, a freaking state versus the federal government. The federal government saying, "Allow me to come and do this my way, the legal way, the peaceful way," while the state is saying, "Nope, you're not gonna do shit. You're not gonna come over here. You're not gonna touch anybody. I'm gonna block every way that you possibly can. I'm gonna spread the word." And then what happens? This happens. An innocent lady or an ICE officer that's doing his job gets run over or gets shot. This is the outcome. And this is why I say, do not blame your your government, not the president, not the ICE agent, not the director, not the law enforcement. It's the people who are running your state. They have a deeper issue with Trump than you and I can ever imagine. This hatred is so deep that it's now the hatred is so much that you and I are feeling the effects of this. When every single day they go on TV and say Trump is a Nazi, Republicans are a Nazi, but then now you have the other side coming in and saying, "Oh, Democrats are destroying our country. Democrats are doing this." All they're doing is fighting each other, and guess who loses in the middle? You and I, the normal, average Americans, and even non-Americans, the dreamers who are dreaming to be an American. They're the ones who are paying the price. And this is what I hate. And this is why I keep telling everyone, if this continues, it's only going to get worse. Bigger countries, bigger empires have fallen apart because of this type of nonsense. Don't forget the Greek Empire, Ottoman Empire, Soviet Union. I mean, the list goes on and on. They've collapsed, not because of other countries, not because someone else raided them or bombarded them. No, because of internal devastations. Just like this. When your neighbor cannot have a normal conversation with you, and your colleague looks at you as the worst enemy on this planet, and you all live in the same country, guess what's going to end up happening? Destruction. But it's okay. If they want to play this game, it's only going to get worse. Not only for us, but for them as well. Look what they've done to Minnesota. Look what they've done to California. California was one of the most like breathtaking states. I mean, I loved this place with all my heart. It's a it's the most saddest. It's very bad. I can't even get into it. It's so bad. It's so bad. With homelessness, they make, I don't know, a couple of $1 trillion a year, and you have homeless encampments after homeless encampments. There is no source for them. Who's at fault for that? Can I know? Who do you blame for that? The Trump administration? Them Republicans? Come on, man. Come on. The fires that happened over here, was that Trump's fault? Trump did it all. Trump is a Nazi. ICE agents were at fault for not having water systems available in the hills, in the mountains where the fire is the most dangerous in California. We don't have hurricanes and tornadoes. We have earthquake and fire. And that you couldn't take care of as a Democrat led state. Everybody needs to wake up. And I mean everybody, from Republicans to Democrats. Republicans need to wake up to understand that their battle cannot just be by blaming and fighting each other on TV. Their battle needs to take over in a different approach. This has to be a completely different approach, because by insulting them, by yelling at each other, by putting them down, on that's not going to change. They need to take a whole new approach to this and put everyone in their place where they deserve. If you are not meant to run a state, then you cannot be in office back to back terms in a row. You cannot. You don't deserve. Now, on top of that, you've ruined the entire state. Now you're trying to run for presidency. Nope. That's where the rules, Congress and Senate need to get together as one team, Republican, Democrat, and Independent, and figure out how to control this nightmare of a situation that they've created for themselves and for us people who are living here. Why do I have to pay the biggest and the most expensive taxes in the state, but yet at the same time, I have to be worrying about if there's starting up in the hills by my house, that we might not have any water available. Why should I worry about that? Why should I worry about that? I'm driving down the street and my tire could explode because the roads are so messed up, but yet I pay the highest taxes in the world. What's going on, buddy? How you doing? I'm missing you. I miss you too, buddy. Thank you. Appreciate your love and care. So tell me why. Why do I need to worry about all that? I'm paying all the money that you want. I'm going to tell you a story that's going to blow your mind. This happened to me, and I could even go and get my. Once I get a chance, I'm going to grab it from my car. This happened to me 2 days ago. I'm driving in one point, the most nicest city of Los Angeles. Okay, I'm smoking a cigarette, and remember, listen to my words. I did not throw my cigarette out of the vehicle. I ashed my cigarette. I got pulled over. Love God as well. Amen. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I ashed my cigarette. Got pulled over. I was completely caught off guard. I'm thinking, what's going on? Did my light break off? Or, yeah, of course you could call me Big Bro. And I got a ticket for ashing my cigarette. Not throwing my cigarette out the window, not throwing soda can or plastic bag. I just ashed my cigarette, got pulled over and got a ticket. But if at the location where I was stopped, thank you, man. Thank you so much. You're the best, brother. You're the best, my big boy. Appreciate you. There's a massive homeless encampment on the right side. There's a massive trash dump. It, I mean, I don't even know how to explain it. It was like someone took all the trash bags out of a trash truck and just dumped it on the street, and it spread across the whole city. It was I was entering Beverly Hills, almost to borderline of West Hollywood at Beverly Hills, and this officer decided to pull me over and give me a ticket for ashing my cigarette out the window. And I get it, ashing is not okay. I always have a cup where whenever I'm done with my cigarette, I throw it in that cup and I close the cap. It's one of those big yogurt cups. And that's what I use for an ashtray, just so I don't litter. So I was ashing my cigarette, not throwing it out the car. Homeboy pulled me over and gave me a ticket. And I'm looking to my right, there is a homeless encampment. And I pay so much taxes, it's not even funny. And I look to the left, there is a trash dump. Like it's so filthy, it's so disgusting. You wouldn't even want to walk through there. Not at nighttime. You don't know. Forget about night, daytime. But this guy decided to pull me over and give me a ticket for ashing my cigarette. I looked at him and what am I going to do? Go off on him? tell him something that he already knows, tell him something that he sees more than anybody: the trash, the homelessness, the filthiness, the nasty roads, the broken bridges, and messed up street lights. No, I just bit my tongue. Thank you. That's what my wife also thinks, that I'm very handsome. Or I should say my ex-wife, not my new chick. Thank you. And I'm thinking to myself, like, this guy just gave me a ticket for ashing my cigarette, but the city that he works is a devastating scenery out of a movie. You got this guy that's like, he's like showering with no water. He's walking around screaming at who I don't even know. You know, he's gone. That's a normal thing in Los Angeles now. Crackheads, you know, not even crackheads. I don't know what their issue is, but they're gone. They're gone. Like he's showering like in the middle of the street, but there's no water. There's no soap. He's just like he's like show like doing the whole movement that he's showering, and cop comes back. He goes, "All right, sir, please sign over here." I'm like, "Well, by the way, what's this ticket for?" He goes, "For littering." I said, "But I didn't flick my cigarette out. I didn't throw anything out of my." He goes, "No, you ashed your cigarette." I said, "The ash? But you give me a ticket because I ashed?" He said, "Of course, of course. That's also littering." I said, "All right, man." I just signed and I sat there a couple of minutes thinking to myself, like, what a sad situation for that cop that has to deal with everything else that's happening in his city. That he lost every single battle he ever faced in his life as a police. Not ever single in his life, but at least for the past 10 years, 5 years guaranteed. You know, as a cop in that city, he lost every single battle. There's nothing he could do if someone's robbing a store, running chasing somebody with a stolen car. Nothing, nothing. He cannot clean the streets. He cannot help the homeless. He cannot feed the homeless. He cannot do anything. He lost every single battle. But of course, that was able the only person that he was able to focus at that time was a driver that's paying taxes, doing business in that city, and he caught me for ashing my cigarette, for crying out loud. That's when I realized that, damn, we're in big, big trouble here. There's no point of me arguing with him. There's no point of me uh, cussing him out, flipping him off. There's no point because this guy looked so hopeless as a cop. He was so hopeless. He had no fire in him. His eyes looked so just lost. Like I felt so bad for the cop. Like I'm looking at him and I'm like, I wanted to ask him. I said, I wanted to tell him, officer, with all the respect, I know, you know, I'm sure that's some sort of a law in, you know, littering that I ashed my cigarette out the window. But seriously, like, there's nothing else you could have done just on your right side right now, two, 3 steps away where I was parked. So I pulled off to the side. So 3 steps away, there was a crackhead taking a shower in the middle of the street with no water, with no hose, no soap, nothing. Full dressed in his homeless outfit. He's full taking a shower, screaming, you know, I'm gonna get the soap back, you son of a bitch. He's fighting with somebody, you know. I'm like, God damn it, man, this guy is really into this fight. Someone must have taken his soap. He woke up that morning and, you know, he decided that he was gonna go to the gym maybe and shower and maybe I don't know. But he woke up that morning and the soap was gone. So this guy was so angry. He was having this massive battle with the person who he thought took the soap. So he said, forget it. Forget the gym. I'm going to shower right here, middle of Sunset Boulevard. And he's soaping his hair. But remember, this is on Sunset Boulevard. There's no water. There's no soap. There's no shampoo. He's fully dressed, but he's showering. You know, he's doing the whole movement. You know, how you pour, you know, I can imagine he has a soap. He's scrubbing his head, scrubbing his body, and he's He's having a full conversation as the cop to the left. I'm looking after the driver's side. He's seeing this. He's looking at me. I'm in a business company car, and he's giving me a ticket for littering my cigarette out the window. And I looked at him, at the homeless guy. I looked at the cop. I'm like, cool, man. At least you got a ticket today. You one extra list is off your ticket book. The guy that ashed out of his window. So that's it, officer. He said, yeah, I could have, given you a ticket for not having your driver's license with you. Because I didn't have my driver's license with me. I had a photo. He goes, I could have given you a ticket for that, but I'm going to be nice about it. And yeah, so have a good day. I said, wow, nice, very, very nice. Took my ticket, signed for it, went on with my day, guys. I'm gonna wrap it with this. Thank you for every single one of you guys who joined me tonight. Please hit that like button if you have not. Please subscribe if you have not. Help me grow positive vibes and energy on YouTube. That's my goal. And every once in a while, I'm also a human being. I need to I need to disconnect, or not disconnect, but vent. I need to speak to my viewers, to people who maybe I could change by one word, or I could affect in a good way, or hopefully wake them up in a positive way, whatever I can do. But thank you for all of you and every single one of you. I love you guys. Stay safe. Do not hate your citizens. They're not your enemies. Do not allow Democrats or Republicans or your even average politicians to affect you to hate your own loving, God given neighbors and citizens. They're your people, they're our people. We're here to fight for each other. Let's love, respect our law enforcement, our military, our president. It doesn't matter if you voted for him or not, but he is our president. He represents this country. Let's stand strong and support everything that he's doing that is in our benefit. And if there aren't things that he's doing that's in our benefit, go put up a fight, not on the streets, but Senate and Congress and your elected politicians from your city. All right? Big bro, good night, my brother. See you guys tomorrow. Follow my page, like, subscribe. I do a lot of positive videos. This is very rare for me to hop on and speak like this. I try to spread as much as love, as much as Christian blessings across YouTube and social media. I know it's hard. It's going to be very hard for me to do it on my own, but by the support and the love that I get from you guys, I know I have a chance. All right? So love and respect each other. Don't hate each other because they're on the opposite side of the lane. They're right or left, it does not matter. They're Americans, they're our people, our brothers and sisters. God bless every single one of you guys. Mike Agajanyan, sending you love and respect. I'll see you on the next one. Amen.